2020, often an analogy for perfect vision. While my vision is far from perfect, I am seeing things a whole lot clearer these days. We are on day 5,233 of the coronavirus lockdown. Really, I think we're on about week 4, but who knows? I lost count a long time ago. When this first happened, it all seemed so very sudden. It was like a cold shock to the system. Even though we had been aware of it for a while in my family and had started prepping, it still felt surreal. Still does most days. If you would have told me 2 months ago the whole world would be shut down, I would have laughed and said, that is impossible. Impossible. Yet here we are, living in this very real impossibility. It almost has overtures towards another impossible event, the resurrection. Many people simply say it is impossible. Even in the world religions like Islam and Judaism, the primary problem with them embracing Christ is the impossibility of the resurrection. They, like many world religions, acknowledge the historical Jesus and his excellent moral teaching. They, however, stop short of acknowledging his sovereignty and deity as Creator God, because it is impossible to conceive that God, our Creator, would come down to the bowels of creation as a regular Jewish man, be subjected to a gruesome crucifixion, and then take up his life again as the author of the very thing itself. Impossible. Atheists and agnostics cannot even accept the possibility that we came from anything other than random atoms putting themselves together. They find it impossible to believe that something other than invisible matter organized itself in a way that led to the eye, with the retina and the iris coming together for the incredible gift of sight, or the brain with its lobes, stem, hippocampus, pituitary gland, all those intricate pieces that lead us to critical thinking, the very skill with which you may use to deny God. For atheist agnostics, it is simply impossible or not worthwhile to believe in a creator who created us in a divine image with those amazing creative and critical thinking abilities. But God is no stranger to the human limitation of impossible thinking. It is addressed before God's entrance into the world as a baby boy, when an angel declares, with God nothing is impossible, in Luke 1:37. Nothing. I personally have always believed, even when I had to cry as the father of a sick child in Matthew 9:24, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. But even in my belief, I understand the big claims of Christ and how they can seem impossible to some of us. Yet I still believe. And I offer you this reflection. For those who grapple with the impossibility of not just a God, but a God who loved us enough to redeem us from the human nature of sin and death. For those who question the impossibility of a God who would take on death and overcome it. For those who question the impossibility of a God who has reigned before time and will continue to reign when this world passes away. For those who question the impossibility of a God who knows us by name and wants an intimate relationship with us. For those who question the impossibility of a God who rules with grace and gives us the free will to choose God or deny God. For those who question the impossibility of a God who can take our failures and make them worthwhile. For those who question the impossibility of a God who wants to give us healing and hope in place of our hurts. For those who question the impossibility of a God who wants us to be more than good people. For those who question the impossibility of a God who is intimately acquainted with our griefs. For those who question the impossibility of a God who knows suffering unto death and empathizes with us. For those who question the impossibility of a God who wants us to have eternal life, free of every pain and every need we have known on this side of life. For those who question the impossibility of a God who wants to give us new life in this life. For those who question the impossibility of a God who wants to take our fears and anxieties and give us peace. For those who question the impossibility of a God who wants us and calls us worthy. For those who question the impossibility of a God who is no respecter of person or situation. For those who question the impossibility of a God who doesn't count our poverty or our material riches for us or against us. For those who question the impossibility of a God who loves us. For those who question, I ask you if you question the impossibility of an invisible virus shutting down the entire world, practically speaking, that is, in 3 months' time in 2020. And maybe you absolutely did not and you saw this coming. But I certainly did not. And here we are, in the impossible, the seemingly impossible to many. Not all, but many. So just maybe now your vision is a little different around all of this impossible God stuff. And you too can cry, I believe, help my unbelief. Amen. With God, nothing is impossible.